大家晚上好 ，Everybody well? Good。眨晚啦，第五晚嘅開始啦，都唔係就再講開始嘅，就係分享下我將我讀咗嘅書講翻俾你聽。啊，Hi, come in if you want 啊，This is the fifth night, yeah. So it's really not a discourse. It's really I'm gathering all that I have read and I have understood, and I find it very logical, very sensible, and very acceptable. So I'm sharing those knowledges. OK, so 我哋琴晚咧就係開始講信解品第四嘅窮子語嗬，咁我哋都講啦，《法華經》係有七個譬喻，今日唔記得拎出嚟俾大家睇。個七個譬喻咁，而家我哋講緊係第二個譬喻。We have talked that there are 7 parables in this Lotus Sutra, and this is the second parable that we are exploring. We're exploring. 咁琴日咧，我講到呢度咧就係講到呢個爸爸去想呢個老人啦，去想揾翻個仔翻嚟咧，係物顯二人啦，形色憔悴。咁物顯二人咧，呢個人咧，我琴日講咧就話喺經典入邊咧有講話佢一個係盲嘅，一個咧生得好醜樣嘅。咁其餘啲經典咧就冇講呢兩個人係點。實際呢兩個人咧究竟係代表乜嘢咧？佢亦都係一個譬喻嚟嘅，就係代表聲聞同緣覺。聲聞大家都知道，聲聞係靠乜嘢去開悟啊？用靠邊個法去開門啊？四聖諦係啊，緣覺咧12因緣啊，係啦。實在佢即係呢兩個人咧就係代表聲聞同緣覺啦，都係唔完美嘅，都唔係圓滿嘅。So last night I talked about this rich man wanting to take the son back and send to very undignified, miserable man to tempt the son to return to work, right? But I didn't tell you what it represents. So these two represents the Sravaka. The Sravaka who actually depends on the Four Noble Truths to become enlightened. And then another practical Buddha depends on the 12 dependent origination to become enlightened. But what does it mean here is both of them. That is not a perfect enlightenment. That is not a perfect nibbana. So that's why it's imperfect. That's why it's miserable and undignified appearance. But that doesn't mean that the Buddha actually belittle or undermine the power or the results of the Sravaka practice. No, he did not undermine that. He did not belittle those practitioners. But he just hinted that, he just told us that that is not the perfect enlightenment. That is not the complete perfect enlightenment. That's all. OK 所以咧呢個佛陀唔係睇低呢個聲聞緣覺啊！大家一定要明白，佢唔係睇低聲聞緣覺，佢只係話聲聞緣覺嘅正道悟道唔係一個圓滿完美嘅正悟道未完嘅只係去到嗰個階段，佢淨係證悟到聲聞嘅涅槃，證悟到緣覺嘅涅槃啫，佢未去到佛嘅涅槃。咁所以呢個係唔圓滿，即係代表呢兩個唔完 呢兩個唔靚嘅人去揾呢個仔翻嚟嚇，就係代表就係咁嘅意思啦。OK， 咁啦，咁我哋繼續睇落去啦嚇。我哋琴日就睇完呢個啦，呢段文啦啊，沉於隨糞啦。咁大家都知道啦，糞咧即係唔係淨係糞便嗰個糞啊，糞咧係代表垃圾啊，喺古印度嘅垃圾係代表垃圾嘅。咁係又可以係污水啦，又可以糞便啦，又可以總之嗰啲總之係污糟嘅嘢啦嚇。Remember the dung, it doesn't really just the manure or the poop, okay? It also includes the rubbish and dirty water and mud and everything that is needed to be cleaned out is called dung. Okay, now we continue. 我哋繼續落去啦。我哋繼續落去咧就睇呢個啦。睇呢個咧，咁啊，終於個仔咧就嚟咗點啦？嚟咗幫個老人做嘢啦，係咪啊？老人做嘢嘅時候咧，咁啊呢個老人咧就成日都喺個窗啦，於窗右中啊，呢個讀右字嗬。窗右中咧即係喺個窗框嗰度啦嚇，咁啊望出去啦。咁啊遙見子身啊，佢就遠遠見到呢個仔。咁啊元秀憔悴啊，糞土塵噴啊，即係鋪滿晒，污穢不淨，即脱瓔珞細軟上服嚴飾之具，即係除低晒佢自己平時着嗰啲好靚好豪華嘅衣服啦，掛晒好多瓔珞啊等等，更着粗鄙垢戾之衣啊，咁佢着翻呢啲污糟邋遢衫啊，塵土噴身啊，本來攞啲泥咧就抹喺個身嗰度，抹到自己好似好污糟邋遢。右手執除糞之器，咁啊右手咧就揸住一個 pan， 咁啊去撞有所謂，即係覺得佢好污糟啦嚇。咁佢就要做嘢咁啦，與諸作人咧即係做工作嗰啲人，即係除糞嗰啲人。佢與等勤作，勿得懈息啊！佢話你哋啊要勤力啊，唔好偷懶啊，以方便故得近其志。嗱，你睇到啲紅色嗰啲字，你知道有原因我點解要用紅色嘅字嗬 ？OK， 嗱咁我哋睇埋英文先。So this is the English one in let's see on page 144 English. The father seeing the son felt both sympathy and wonder. And on another day, he looking through the window. That means the son has already started working for him, right? So one day, the father kept looking at the son through the window. And then he saw his son at a distance, looking gaunt, lean, and filthy from the piles of dung, dirt, and filth. Taking off his necklaces. That means this wealthy old man, take off his necklaces, his soft clothing and ornaments, and put on very coarse, torn, and dirty clothes. Smeared his body with dirt and took a pan for dung in his right hand, and in a rough manner said to the workers, "Get to work, don't be so lazy." Through such skillful means, he could get near his son. 好啦。琴日我講過啦，呢個老人家咧，一見到個仔翻嚟呢個城市，一遠遠咧就望到見到係呢個仔，就認得呢個仔啦嚇，認得呢個仔。咁啦，好啦，你會覺得，咦？呢個仔都經過咗咁多年啦，經咗幾多年啊？50年啦。咁仲認得個仔咩？老咗啦，我哋老咗都有啲人都唔認得我哋啦，係咪啊？我刮咗光咗個頭，好多人都唔認得我啦，淨係認得我把聲啫嘛嚇。咁你諗下佢點解會認得你？實在呢個亦都係個譬喻嚟嘅。呢個譬喻咧就喺經典度冇講嘅，但係就係即係有人問過一個問題，咁我就記起啦，就係實在喺《阿含部》咧就講得好清楚嘅。佛陀咧實在係朝咧點樣啊？喺佢開始出去托缽之前咧，佢會入定會睇當日邊個係契機眾嘅，記得嘛？我哋讀法句經咪好多時都講到嚇，今日邊個要成阿羅漢果啦，今日邊個成就須菩提果啦咁嚇，咁須陀洹果啦咁啦好啦，咁實在 我哋就好似佛陀啲仔女咁，所以無論我哋變成點嘅樣咧，佛陀一入定就認得我哋噶啦。咁即係實咧呢個代表呢個爸爸咧，即係根本喺個定境嗰度睇到個仔咁解啫。即係佢就冇講佢嘅定境，但係我就覺得佢就係因為佢代佛陀就呢個就係爸爸嘛嚇。佛呢個爸爸就係佛陀啊嘛，咁所以根本呢個爸爸佢嗰個能力就係好似佛陀咁啦。咁佢一望見就呢個知道就係自己個仔，即係等於佢朝朝托缽之前一入個定就見到哦，今日我要去到呢個，聽日我要到一陣我下晝要到呢個咁解。So yesterday remember when the son came into the city and the father just realized that was the son, that was my son, and you would wonder really. After 50 years and he recognized him. I remember from the Nikaya, especially in the Dhammapada. Remember, if you have constantly listened to the Dhammapada teachings, you recall every day the Buddha before he goes out for alms. During his meditation, he would just scan the whole universe, scan the world, and so, oh yes, today this person, this so and so, is ready to be enlightened or ready to take the Dharma, and then he will appear. He will appear, or he try to meet up with that person and give that person a teaching so that he will become enlightened or he will benefit from his teaching. This is the same. The Buddha has this power. He has this strength. He has this power to recognize. Not just through our mind, not just through our memory. This memory is very unreliable. But the deep state of samadhi is very reliable because it has that kind of sharp penetration and clarity. So that's why the father, being represented as the Buddha, has that power to recognize his son even after so many years that he hasn't seen him. Okay? So does that actually cast out some of your doubt about the father trying to really remember it, or really remember the son, recognize the son? Okay? So that's how I actually interpret this part. But it wasn't said in the commentary. But because somebody asked me this question, so I thought I would just clarify from my point of view, from my understanding. Okay, so look at this, the word highlighted in red. Okay, we're going to look at these in details. 佢話即脱應樂誓願上衣嚴飾之具，更着粗弊舊利之衣，塵土噴身，右手執隨分之氣啊。Taking off his necklaces, his soft clothing and ornaments, he put on coarse, torn and dirty clothes, smeared his body with dirt, took a pan for dung in his right hand, and in a rough manner. 呢個咩意思啊？ What does it mean? 呢個意思即係話咧，佛陀係點樣啊？佛陀係願意去用任何一種方法去接近眾生，讓眾生可以點樣啊？係啦，可以聽佢，可以親近到佢，可以接受佢。你諗下，如果你係高高在上，成日都高高在上嘅話，人哋行都唔敢行埋嚟啦，係咪？如果我坐喺呢度啊，你行埋嚟嘅時候，你都唉師傅點啊，咁你都尊敬多少少啦，係咪？但係如果我着件普通長衫喺出邊啊，嘿師傅咁啦，係咪？唔同啦嘛，知道嘛？所以咁佢就決定要接近呢個兒子咧，要同呢個兒子有一個好嘅關係嘅話咧，更深嘅關係嘅話，應該要點啊？應該同佢同個 level 同個 level 你識聽喎，嗬嚇，即係同等㗎嚇。咁啊，即係等於你養隻狗仔咁，你冇成日高高在上企喺度，咁佢就成日惡高個頭，佢唔係好聽你話㗎。當你踎低嘅時候，同佢講嘢嘅話，佢特別聽你話㗎。就係咁嘅意思啦，同輩嘛，同等嘛嚇。所以呢個爸爸咧呢個老人咧就知道啦，佢要同個仔。因 因為點解去揾個仔翻嚟啊？我哋琴晚講過嘛，就等於佛陀想點啊？有人接佢個法，佢想揾個仔翻嚟成就咗佢啲眾多嘅財寶財富嘛，係嘛？咁如果個仔唔同佢有個好嘅關係，佢點可以發掘到個仔啲好處咧？點可以栽培個仔？點可以交啲嘢俾個仔咧？付託唔到俾個仔㗎，係咪？咁所以咧就佢哋知道啦啊！我應該要去睇下點樣去接近呢個仔，咁所以佢將自己啲靚衫全部除晒落嚟，做到自己都係一個隨份嘅工人。但係去到嘅時候咧，但係就好似做大阿哥咁，你哋啊嗱，話俾你聽，冇偷懶啊嚇，勤力啲做嘢啊嚇咁樣即係好啦咁。So this old man, why did he take off all the necklaces and change all this clothing to very coarse, dirty, and smear himself with dirt and took a pan for dung in his right hand? Why? Why? So nice. I always see you smile, but never give me an answer. Yeah. Wow. Did you understand Chinese at all? I really talk about level. So they are in the same level. Yeah. And also because they are in the same level, it's easy to get close to the sun. Right? And why would the man want that the son to come back? Because he wanted an heir, right? He wanted an heir to his inheritance. That's like Buddha wanted somebody to actually take up his Dharma teachings. So this is the same. So in order to get close, in order to develop a very close relationship with the son, the father has to be on the same level. If not lower, at least the same, right? So as I told them, you just like training a puppy. If you're constantly standing up, he won't listen to you. But sometimes when you what do you 踎低點講 squat down, yeah. Then he knows that you are his friend, right? And he will play with you. Okay, so like I'm sitting here, and you come close to me, you will be very respectful. But if I'm just have my ordinary working robes, you say, "Hey, hi, Sifu, how are you?" Right? So that is different. So that's why he actually took off all these beautiful clothes 嚇，咁就因為咁樣佢就換過晒啲衫，好啦，然後咧佢跟住點啊？而跟住咧佢就話與常始作啊嚇，與常始作啊，佢話佢汝等勤作，勿得懈息啊，以方便故得近其旨啊。呢個就係方便法門咯，呢個就係方便法門咯。咁所以咧佛以音聲説法啊，隨類則得解脫啊，就係咁解。即係佛陀係雖然佢係用一把聲音講出嚟，但係咧個聽落去好似佛陀好似講緊英文嘅喎，又唔係喎。你聽法文，佛陀好似講緊法文喎。你講國語喎，點解佛陀都講國語嘅喎？點解會咁樣啊？就係因為佛陀有個咁大嘅神通，而佢呢個神通咧係隨時可以當係以一個方便法門去弘法㗎。咁咧呢個咧佢除咗呢個瓔珞細軟上衣換衫嘅時候，呢個就係一個方便法門。方便法門即係話乜嘢？佛陀將佢哋嘅一乘法擠低落嚟先，擠低落嚟點啊？教佢呢個二乘法先。教佢呢個聲聞緣覺呢個法先，然後先至慢慢攝引咗佢入嚟，先至再教佢大乘法呢個一乘法。所以呢個就係以方便故。So this is a skillful means. This is a skillful means. What does it mean by this skillful means? Is really taking off all of these beautiful clothes is skillful means? No. Taking off these clothes, that means the Buddha is willing to come down from his one Buddha practice, to come down and to be on the same level with this poor boy, and then using this skillful means so that he will come he will be attracted to the one Buddha way from the Sravaka, from the other two vehicles. Okay? So that is the skillful means. 好啦，然後佢話汝等勤作，勿得懈息啊。Then he said to the workers, go to work and don't be lazy. So what does it mean? 呢個咩意思啊？你老闆叫你唔好啊，你好快做嘢咯，話唔係我炒你魷魚喎，咁你即係你知懶啦，你唔能夠達到你未必一定懶，你不過未能夠達到你老闆預期佢想你咁勤力啫。你唔係一定懶嘅嚇，佢可能係要求得過高咁解啫。咁佢即係咩意思啊？喺呢度，即係佛陀咧，佛陀就係話呢個寓意係乜嘢？佢話一個人啊，如果係真係能夠可以堅持去咁精進勇猛喺佢個修道上邊嘅話咧，而呢個你呢個心念係好清晰嘅話咧嚇。同埋學呢，而且係好明白呢個法，佢日後得到嘅果係自然而來嘅，係不求自得嘅。即係話汝等勤作，勿得懈息，即係話你哋要精進啊！懈即係懈怠啦，息就係成日點啊？成日休息，成日停止啊！停止乜嘢？停止修行。So he said to these workers, get to work and don't be lazy. Is it just get to work and don't be lazy? What does it mean? Big smile again. Yeah, very good. You have done your homework. Yeah, persist and diligent. Persist and diligent in the practice and maintain the very strong awareness and the understanding of the Dharma. So the fruits will come naturally. The fruits of enlightenment will come naturally. Okay, so that's what the advice from the elder who was the Buddha. Okay. 咁然後佢繼續啦，呢個以方便法呢個咧一路繼續落去啦。咁佢復告後復告言絕男子，汝常此作，勿復如去，當加與價。佢話你唔好再周到去揾工啦。我哋咪成日都會咁點啊？我哋咪咩騎牛揾馬啊？一隻腳踏入兩隻船啊，諗住越爬越高嚇。係你唔好去揾啊！嗱，你喺呢度啦，我會加你人工嘅。佢話。當加與價，諸有所需，盤器米麵鹽醋之屬，莫自疑難啊！睇下啲紅字嚇，亦有老弊使人須者相給，好自安意啊嚇！仲有一個老工人啊，俾你使㗎嚇，你想用嘅就可以。老弊使人即係老工人啊！我如汝父啊！我好似你爸爸，我好似你父親，勿復憂慮，你唔使擔心啊！點解啊？我年老啦，我已經老啦，而汝少壯，你仲好後生，好強壯。如果你常常工作嘅時候咧，冇欺騙，冇懈怠，冇親恨，冇怨恨，我都從來冇見過你有呢啲咁嘅惡念惡行啊！如作人啊，自今以後如所生子啊！佢話你對其餘嗰人咧，全部都係一樣，唔會去毀謗其餘嗰啲人，亦都唔會去投訴其餘嗰啲人。佢自今以後如所生子啊！從今日之後你就好似我個仔一樣啊！咁啊，我哋要分開嚟慢慢睇啦嚇。咁我哋睇英文啊。Now we look at the English. This English is actually very very long. Okay. It's on page 144, the 1, 2, 3, 4, at the fifth paragraph. And I'm just going to summarize a little bit. Afterwards, he said to this son, young man, you better stay here. You don't go and look for another job anymore. I give you a raise. Okay, and then he said, and then whatever that you need, a bowl, a flower, whatever that you need, I will give you, don't worry. And I will even give you an old maid so that you can use. So you don't have to worry anymore. Why you don't have to worry? Because I am old and you are young and strong, so you can still work. So all the time you have been working here, I have noticed that you have never been deceitful, or lazy, or angry, or grumbling. I've never seen you display at the faults of others. That means he's very honest. And from now on, you will be like my own son. So he's endorsing this boy to be his own son. Then the rich man gave him a new name. 好啦，我哋睇下盤器米麵鹽醋之屬 ，kneading the bowls, utensil, rice, flour, etc. Okay, and salt and vinegar and so on. What does it mean by this? 呢個究竟咩意思呢？ Focus on the teaching and don't worry about all these other things, mundane things. So focus on the practice. Yeah, good guess. 中文人有冇人知道盤器米麵鹽醋之屬？佢究竟係示意乜嘢？呢啲係咩嚟㗎？米麵鹽醋係咩嚟？So what is the utensil, the rice and flour? To make what? 整咩啊？食物 food。呢啲食物係俾邊個㗎？俾咩食㗎？ What is the food for? For the body. You know what I'm hinting now? What is the food for the mind? 最深嘅食物係乜嘢？法啊！深嘅食物係定，深嘅食物係覺啊。What is the food for the mind? The awareness, the Dhamma, the Samadhi. The merits of all these is the food of the mind. Right? So you have to look at it very deeply into these words. Don't just look at it on the surface. If you look at it on the surface, it doesn't bring much joy and meaning. But if you look at it deeply, it's like, wow, so profound. No wonder why the Buddha said, my teaching is so profound, nobody would understand. So I better stay in the cave and don't go out to teach, right? Remember that on his night of enlightenment? 所以你睇下，我哋淨係睇表面嘅字嗬，盤器米麵鹽醋之屬咁簡單啫嘛，咁咪盤咯米咯麵咯鹽醋之屬咩咁大不了啫？但係原來個好深嘅意義就係咁啊！所以點解佛陀喺佢證悟嗰晚佢話：我個法太深啦，我個法太殊勝啦！如果我講咧係冇人聽嘅，人冇人明嘅，冇人信嘅啦。我不如唔去弘法啦，記得嘛？所以你睇下佢個法真係好深，尤其是係菩薩行嘅經典咧，仲更加個寓意仲更加深啊！Especially those teaching about Bodhisattva path, the similes, the metaphors are even really deeper, it's even more difficult to understand. It's but good thing that we have a lot of literatures, still have a lot of literatures from the past teachers who actually have got a lot of insights into these teachings. 我哋仲好有福啊！可以睇得到，仲有好多祖師大德，佢哋解釋經文，因為佢哋自己嗰種修行，佢哋可以證悟到好多嘢，所以佢哋解釋嘅經文係可以真係達到某一個程度。咁但係呢啲當然你自己都要去慢慢去體會咯，You still have to try to actually understand this. Sorry， 呢兩個一齊出。I'm sorry, these two come all together. It doesn't matter. 我哋睇第二個先。We look at the second one first. 我如乳父 I'm like a father to you. 我好似你爸爸，我好似你父親。I'm like a father to you. What is the father? What does the father do? 父親係點樣嘅？平時即係一個好嘅父親，我都係講唔係一個成日打人啊、鬧人啊，唔係一個 abusive 嘅父親啊。It's not an abusive father. What is a good father? what are the characteristics of a good father？ 一個好嘅父親佢有啲咩特徵啊？無條件嘅愛咗呢？教咗呢？ There's unconditional love and teach。Provide, support, protect. That's the characteristics of the father. 佢保護你，支持你，教導你，係咪啊？父親係咁嘅。有一個好嘅父親係點樣啊？係唔會背叛你，唔會虐待你。佢係永遠都係俾最好嘅俾佢哋嘅子女嘅，係咪啊？So a good father always try to provide, and they never betray. They never abuse and betray their children. They always try to give the best to their children. So this is actually a simile. This is actually represents the characteristics of this father. 我如與父，我好似你爸爸，即係話俾我哋聽，佛陀就好似我哋個爸爸咁。OK， 佢話兒語小壯啊，我已經老啦，但係你好年輕啊。He said, I'm old, but you are young and vigorous. 呢個意思即係點解啊？我老啦，你哋仲後生啊？嚇？咩啊？傳承落去，繼續努力啊。Okay, so what does it mean by this? I'm old and you are still young and vigorous. Practice, keep practice. 修行，繼續修行。點解啊？因為我哋實在修行係需要一個好健康嘅身體嘅。如果我哋成日都好攰啊，或者好病嘅，你真係想起身打坐，你都坐唔到嘅。或者你想念佛，你瞌咗眼瞓啊；或者想讀本經啊，你都讀下都隻眼都蒙晒啊，耳又聾，眼又蒙，講嘢又朦朧。你話係咪啊？乜都做唔到。你話係咪要有個健康嘅身體，你先至可以修行啊？我記得以前我識得有個俾我長輩嘅比丘尼同我講過，佢話演傑法師啊，你快啲加緊用功啦！49歲前啊，你一定要開始好好咁打坐啊！49歲之前啊，咁我話係，我知道。嗰陣時我大約我幾多歲？我嗰陣時都43、4歲啦，應該我知道。我真係好在49歲之前我開始打坐真係。實際我之前都有打坐，但係冇話咁認真，咁係真係以用打坐嚟為自己一個修行嘅渠道啦但係真係一年係不如一年㗎而家有時你想坐多2個鐘頭，隻腳都已經落地，已經差唔多唔識行咁樣以前盤2、3個鐘頭、3、4個鐘頭冇乜問題係嘛？點解啊？年紀大啦嘛。身體真係一日不如一日，一年不如一年所以佢話耳語小壯，所以如果你哋年輕過我嗰啲咧，唔該你哋勤力啲老過我啲仲更加要勤力。Okay, so he said, "I'm old when you're young and vigorous." Yes, it's true that continue the teachings, but the most important point in here is, in order to practice, we need a full function, healthy body. So if we keep dozing off, we're not going to get anywhere. Whether you are meditating, whether you're chanting, whether you're reciting the Buddha's name, you're not going to get anywhere if we keep dozing off. If the body is very weak, you want to get up and meditate, there's no way that you can do it. There's no way. I remember many years ago, there was a very senior Bhikkhuni nun said to me, Venerable Yin Kit, if you want to actually practice, let meditation be your own practice, you need to start very, very early, way before you become 49. And I think I was at that time 44, 45, can't remember. Of course, I was meditating then, but really not in full-fledged meditation. So I was so lucky. I started full-fledged meditation before 49. So, but year after year, 1 year older, 1 year older, I can feel that the body is really not up to my control. I want to meditate more, I can't. Before I can sit, 2, 3, 4 hours, no problem. I get up and I go. Now, I can't. So that's old age. So those who are young and vigorous, those who are younger than me, you better practice more diligently. Those who are older than me, you even need to practice more diligently, okay? Because time is running out. 咁佢哋話好啊，與常作事無有懈怠，棄怠咩？我記得係懈怠啊，棄怠啊，啱啊嚇，係喎棄怠。憎恨怨言都不見與有此諸惡語如作人咧。佢話我從來都冇見過咧，你咧又呃人啦，又懶惰啦，又成日發嬲啦，又埋怨啦，又唔會點樣啊？又唔會去投訴你其餘嗰啲工人嗰啲事。如果佢哋懶啊或者成，咁呢個實在係講咩意思咧？呢個實在咧講呢個人咧，實在係佢本身都好有修養噶啦，係咪啊？你諗下，佢又唔呃人，又唔懶惰，又唔發嬲，又唔埋怨，又唔去投訴人。呢個人你話佢係咪好滿足，又好慈愛，又好持戒，又好清淨啊？你諗下，口都唔出惡言嘅，手又唔做手又點啊？身又唔做欺詐人嘅嘢，係咪啊？所以又勤力啊！咁你睇到呢個窮子咧，實在係一個係善人嚟嘅，實在係一個善人嚟嘅，唔係一個惡人嚟嘅。咁你諗下，如果佢嗰啲工人唔勤力，又有做錯嘅話，我哋第一件事就話唔關我事啊！唔係我做錯㗎，係佢做㗎。我哋次次都會咁嘅，梗係保護咗自己先啊嘛，係咪啊？但係佢冇喎，即係話佢點啊？佢真係會有一種慈悲心啊，去包容嗰班做錯事嘅同門啊同事啊。Okay, so this one is that you have never been deceitful, lazy, angry, or grumbling. I have never seen you display the faults of the other workers. So what does it mean by here? What does it represent here? It represents that this poor boy is actually very kind and content all the time and very diligent, right? And also, he's very truthful. He doesn't lie. He doesn't 欺騙乜嘢？欺騙係 cheat, right? No cheating, right? That means he abide by the precept. And then I have never seen you display the faults of other workers. For us, if he has done something wrong, oh, it's not me, it's them. I would protect myself first, right? It's none of my business, it's them. They are doing it. They did the mistakes, not me. But this poor son has never done this. The old man saw it. That means this son is actually a very, very good-hearted man with very strong compassion. He can embrace people's mistakes and do not display people's faults to the boss, which is very rare, a very rare trait. Okay. 好啦，咁啊之後咧，咁呢個爸爸咧就話啦，佢話自今以後如所生子，即是長者更與作智，明之為義啊！嚇，佢話即是長者更與作智，明之為義啊！於是佢話咁嘅時候咧，就佢話：你係我個仔啦，我當你當我係你父親啦，咁咧就俾咗個名佢，叫做兒子啦。於是窮子雖因此遇由故智慧，克作賤人。呢個仔咧雖然遇到一個咁好嘅姻緣嚇，但係佢都唔會搬入去間大屋度住。由是之故，於20年中常令隨分，過世以後心相體信，入出無難，言其所指，猶在本處。我哋睇咗個英文先 ，OK？ We take the English first. You will be like my son. And then he gave him a new name. OK? So we go back to the Chinese one. 明之為義啊！佢話呢個大富長者話俾咗個名佢話你而家係我個仔嘅。呢句話嘅意思呢，就係代表乜嘢？你而家係我個仔，佢哋個關係係乜嘢？父子關係，代表咩啊？佛同我哋係一個咩關係啊？咩關係啊？父子關係咯，咪就係父子關係咯，嚇！即係話佛視我哋如佢咁嘅嘢，仔女喎。Okay, so look at this part, this one. I should have put it into the same slide, but I can't. You'll be like my own son. I will give you a name. Then the rich man gave him a new name, as he would do to a child. So what does this tell you here? What is the relationship of this son, of this boy, to the man? Father and son. So simple. I'm not expecting a high answer. And you didn't even give me a smile. As father and son. So what does it tell you? Our relationship with the Buddha. Huh? Father and son. We are his children. Wonderful. Having such a wonderful father, isn't it? Oh, wow. I don't mind to have two more father like this. 於是窮子雖因此遇由故智慧嚇，咁咧然後咧佢就點啊？於20年中啊，於20年中點啊？常令隨分。喺呢個20年入邊咧，佢繼續喺度隨分。實在當佢明之為義嘅時候咧，即係已經話咧呢個仔咧已經係開始有成就啦，係咪啊？經過幾多年啊？好多年啦嘛。Okay, so when he named this boy as his son and gave him you are my son, that means the boy has already started or has already attained something. Okay, so in the commentary, it says it's already attained or entered the stream already, Sotapanna. 如果喺解釋嗰啲經文入邊咧，已經話咧，已經係呢個窮子已經係證咗須陀洹果啦。佢已經係證咗須陀洹果，因為嗰個佛認咗佢係仔啦嘛，因為證咗須陀洹果。咁啊20年中常令隨分，即係佢喺20年入邊咧，佢繼續點啊？佢繼續好勤力。So after the in 20 years. In 20 years, Then the poor son, though pleased with all of this for 20 years, he continued to be employed at removing dung. So what does that mean? 呢20年佢實在係開始點啊？開始點啊？實在佢已經開始話啦。In this next 20 years, his practice has already what? Advanced, much advanced. 咁呢，佢實在喺呢度呢，就話佢呢，上令隨分呢，喺呢度呢，佢已經開始已經證咗2個3個，即係斯陀含果同埋阿羅含果。Okay, so in this next 20 years, this son has advanced so much. He continued to remove the dung. That means the dung inside. 呢個垃圾，呢個糞，記住唔係外邊嗰啲糞啊，係我哋嘅煩惱啊，係咪啊？我哋嘅煩惱啊！你諗下，經過20年，將呢啲煩惱啊一路移走又移走，佢從衰途，佢從呢個衰陀換果，去即入流咧，就開始證到乜嘢？斯陀含果啦。So after the Sotapanna, he actually advanced to attain the Sakadagami. That means the second fruit, and then the Anagami, the third fruit. 衰陀換果同阿羅含果Sakadagami。and then Anagami。好啦，咁啊，然後佢就話心相體順入出無難，言其所指猶在本處。心相體順入出無難解咩意思呢？ So right here it says, let's see, after that they gained confidence in each other, and his son felt that he could come and go easily. You think he just come and go easily? He's actually furtherly advanced. He comes and go easily. That means he can go inside and come out inside easily. Yeah? Let us finish with the English. We'll go back to it. Yet he continued to live in the same place as before. Okay, remember these 2 lines. All right? So we go back to the English, the Chinese one, so that they can. OK， 心相體順入出無難啊！即係話呢，佢嗰陣時呢已經係點啊？喺佢個禪定啊入邊呢係自由出入啊，已經係睇到個空相啦，明白啦。言其所指猶在本處，佢實在喺心相體順呢度呢，佢已經係證咗阿羅漢果啦。證咗阿羅漢果，但係言其所指猶在本處，即係話咩意思啊？佢仲係留喺嗰個阿羅漢果入邊，唔肯離開猶在本處啦。佢話言其所指猶在本處，即係話佢淨係留喺呢度，佢唔肯搬入去入邊住嘛，仲住喺佢呢個父親外邊嗰間爛屋啊嘛，係咪啊？佢唔肯搬入去住，即係話去到阿羅漢國，仲未入到去個佛城嗰度，一佛城嗰度，So the last 2 lines, what does it mean by the last 2 lines is he gained confidence in each other, and the son felt that he could come and go easily. That means he actually advanced further from the Anagami to Arahathood. So he actually attained Arahat. That means he has such a strong samadhi, he can come and go easily within his existence. And there is no more border, no more obstacles. And then the next is, yet he continued to live in the same place as before. He refused to move into the big mansion. He chose to stay in the little broken house outside. What does that mean? He doesn't want to advance further. Or he does? He does? He does want to advance further. But yet he continued to live in the same place. But he doesn't want to move into the big mansion. What does the big mansion represent? The great white ox. The broken house is the Svaraka and the Pratika Buddha, the two vehicles. So he chose to stay in the two vehicles and refuse to go into the one Buddha way. Yeah? That's why he said he continued to live in the same place as before. He didn't want to go. He didn't want to go there. So here, that means 呢個咧就係最尾嗰句咧，佢唔想入去啦，嗬。雖言其所指猶在本處。仲有一個就係話，佢亦都唔發心去學習回小向大咯。即係當如果譬如我哋真係讓我哋修小乘法嘅，咁我修自了漢嘅，但係我哋都可以發心學做菩薩噶嘛，係咪啊？我哋可以噶嘛，咁啊將回小點啊？將我哋喺小乘法門入邊收到嘅功德，我哋向往大乘咯。呢個叫回小向大啦。So in here that means also he refused or he doesn't want to dedicate all his merits that he actually attained in the cultivation of these two vehicles to vow to walk on this Bodhisattva path, to further develop in this Bodhisattva path. Okay. 咁喺呢度實在整段咧嘅意思咧就講乜嘢咧？意思咧就係話，即係整段嘅意思即係話，佛陀咧就係知道眾生有幾多嘅因緣，有幾多個根器，佢個根器係上根啦、中根啦、下根啦。咁咧然後咧就可以用佢哋個根器咧，就教佢哋一啲引導佢哋，即係等於啲細路仔。你仲係住喺郊外個屋外邊嘅，即係話成佛都唔關你啦，唔關你事啦，你真係成日都係喺個聲聞同埋緣覺嗰度，係咪？ So this whole passage means that the Buddha actually knows our capacity, every being's capacity, and he is able to teach different techniques, different teachings to people with different capacity, but only us. So we are so ignorant that we do not understand and we do not know, and we are so ignorant that we prefer to stay in those two vehicles. Okay? 咁當個仔同個爸爸嗰個關係開始溝通得好啦，我哋開始改善啦，同埋深入啦。咁呢個爸爸呢個仔咧就成日都入去爸爸屋企，又翻出嚟，又爸爸翻屋企又翻出嚟。咁呢個意思咧，即係話咧，呢個佛陀咧開始咧可以引導呢啲二乘嘅眾生咧開始趨向大乘。So the son always come in and work and then go out and work and go out freely and easily. That means. And then the father and the son has developed a very good relationship. That means the boy is getting mature and more mature and more mature and ready to actually accept the teachings, but yet he chooses to stay out in that little broken hut, in that old hut. That means he still doesn't want to take up this one Buddha vehicle. So whether one actually attain enlightenment and become a Buddha is really none of others' business. It's our own business. Okay? So nobody can force you to stay here. Nobody can force you to go out. We have the own choice. 所以佛陀係即係為咗我哋眾生即係等於呢個爸爸為咗佢呢個兒子點盡心盡力去引導佢， 盡心盡力去護持佢，盡心盡力去教導佢，希望佢點啊？鼓勵佢，希望佢有生之年可以承接咗佢呢個寶藏。So the father is just like the Buddha. He wanted so badly to have an heir, and he wanted to train this man up so that he can inherit all his assets, all his jewelry. It's just like the Buddha, wanting us, even though sometimes we are incapable, but if we keep trying, the Buddha is willing to keep teaching. Okay? So, 聲聞呢就係聲聞人呢，只係為咗自己幫助自己未能夠發起呢個大嘅慈悲心所以呢唔能夠領會到佛陀嗰個心意，即係等於呢個仔唔能夠領會到佢個爸爸個心意一樣。OK， 咁所以喺呢個信解品入邊呢個信同個解好緊要你一相信咗之後呢，你先至能夠慢慢去學習，能夠了解咗之後，你先慢慢能夠真正可以學習，真正可以去改變同埋轉化。So in this chapter, the chapter of faith and understanding, faith, that means you need to have this confidence in you, in the Dharma, and in the Buddha, that in you that you will become a Buddha. In the Dharma is, this Dharma is the truth, and walking on the path of this practicing this Dharma, you will eventually be able to understand more the way you understand more than you will be able to actually knowing how you can correct yourself and be able to transform. And Buddhahood is further transformation, right, from one stage to another. That's a transformation and transcendence. So in this whole chapter up to now, we know this the Father, that means the Buddha, has tried his best, and he has so infinite compassion for beings like us, hoping that we will all be able to take on this path and one day be totally liberated. Okay? 聽得明嗎？今晚聽唔聽得明啊？ You understand? Good. All right. 呢個咪就係無明咯，呢個就係無明，同埋有時你碰到嗰個，你就算你碰到大乘佛法，你都覺得唔啱我嘅，因為有個我慢心啊嘛，有個呢個又係降服一種我慢㗎，呢個你記得嘛？七個古仔係降服7種我慢，所以佢哋以為我講咗呢句先啦就應該係聽晚講。佢哋就以為得㗎啦，我咁就夠啦，我嗰個同我一樣啫嘛，就係因為我慢心。So Fred asked, why would somebody willing to stay in the two vehicle state and not willing to become a Buddha? I said it's way too fast. This is actually tomorrow night. It's because this parable is also teaching about to subdue a certain type of arrogance. Yeah, okay. So the Sriraka, these two vehicles, they feel at that time, because they are so ignorant, they feel that, oh yes, Sriraka Nibbana is the same. There's no difference between this Nibbana and that Nibbana. So I'm going to stay here. And so in the back of that mind, there is definitely an arrogance there, because that is totally different from this Nibbana, right? So eventually it all comes down to arrogance. So 歸根究底都係呢個我慢心咯。OK， 你哋聽得明㗎嗬 ？You understand 嗬？哦 ，good 好，我哋回向啦。願以此功德普及於一切我等與眾生，皆共成佛道。我哋祈願有更多嘅人 喺一個咁苦難嘅世界入邊，有更多嘅人可以接觸聽聞佛法，可以努力咁學習，去改變自己日後嘅生命，變得更加光明同埋自在。May we wish that in this world which is full of turbidities, more and more people will encounter the words of the Buddha, study them, practice them, and help themselves to be liberated from their own entanglements and be truly happy and peaceful. 好啦，我哋聽晚見啦。聽日我哋下晝4點鐘打皈依同埋受五戒嗬。有邊個如果想 last minute 最後1分鐘去報名皈依受戒嘅都仲可以嗬。So tomorrow 4 o'clock we have the refuge and the transmission of precepts. So whoever wants to take precepts or refuge, last minute rush. Okay? Good night 啦。